One of the first things you have to do when you start up a new business online is pick your domain name. Now, your domain name may be simple. It may simply be your company name. But many people have a lot of questions about this. Should they choose, for example, an exact match domain for their primary keywords? Or should they use a generic brand name? Or should they strongly personally brand with their name? Well, we address all those questions and more inside, so check it out.
It's time for Pick the Brain.
Today's Pick the Brain question comes in from Darren in Kansas. And he said that he got just slammed with the panda on his site, and so he gave up. He's creating a new site, and he's curious about how he should pick the domain name. He said some people say to use personal branding in the domain, others say to keep it general. Mike, what's your thoughts?
That's a tough one without really knowing exactly what his niche is. In most respects, I say to go with what your market tells you. So if you're trying to create an exact match domain for a specific product or service that you're trying to sell, that's probably the more prudent way of going. Then again, if you're offering services and you're branding yourself and you are the actual product per se, then going and selecting your name for the domain would probably be the prudent answer. Really, you could just do both and get them both aged and get them both going. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea, but which one you go with depends on which way you're trying to market it.
Yeah, and I actually like to say that there's a third option. So option one is using your own name in the website domain name and branding yourself. And most people only see it as being two options, either that or going the opposite direction and using a generic name and not branding your own self. But what Mike and I have always done is actually the middle ground. We've done option 3. So it's kind of our philosophy. If somebody tells us there's two options, we make a third one up just to spite them. But we go the middle or the road route. And what we do is we use a generic name, but then we do strong personal branding on that domain within the website itself. So for example, topmarketingstrategies.com is a very generic name, right? And if Mike and I decide to just go golfing for the rest of our life and put it up for sale, then we could do that and somebody else could come in and take it over and no problem. It's very easy for us to sell that domain because it's not mikeandtroy.com, it's topmarketingstrategies.com. But if you go to the site and if you follow our marketing and our content, you'll see that we strongly brand Mike and Troy's throughout everything. And so we are strongly branding ourselves on the site, but we're doing it on a generic domain name. And honestly, to me, that's the best of both worlds. So it really depends on what your goals and objectives are, and that's the way I would look at it, Darren.
I agree. If somebody wants to make any ridiculous 8-figure offers on Top Marketing Strategies, let us know.
We're always accepting bids. Mike and Troy's Top Marketing Strategies podcast, because we all need a little help sometimes. Check out the blog or the podcast at the link below, ctcbiz.com/TMS. See you soon.